The one thing common to a 8-year-old to a 80-year-old, a male or a female, young or old, is we would like to stay in control. In today's video, I'm going to share just that. How can you and I stay in control? Hey folks, I am CSK, your personal coach, and you're watching me on my channel, CSK Speaks. Welcome. Today, the one thing which we all want is to keep control. And there's nothing wrong about it because each one of us are drivers of our own destination or drivers in our own life who want to remain successful. Now let me decode this particular control through a puzzle. Let me ask you this right up front. Consider that there is an ink pot and it's a pot with black ink, right? Now the puzzle is simple. You've got to empty the black ink from the pot without 1. Touching the pot, 2. Breaking the pot. How will you do it? Think about it. How will you do it? Well, the right answer for those of you who got it is keep pouring water so that the black ink overflows, and after a point in time, all we have inside the ink pot is just plain water. As simple as it sounds, isn't it? But there is a lesson, there is a great lesson in keeping control from this particular puzzle. And that is, if you want to keep control, control your thoughts. And when you control your thoughts, you control your reality, and more importantly, you control your future. Let me explain. Last month, I heard a parent talking to me, a lady basically coming to me and sharing with me about one of the techniques which I taught her in my workshop. And she said that in her apartment, when she came back home after her supermarket drive, she found that there was a short circuit and the oven was burning. The neighbors and others who were around in that apartment stopped her from getting into the house because they saw smoke and they thought that there is fire and it is danger for her to get inside. But she somehow felt that, okay, if there is fire, let me see the intensity first, because from outside it was just a frail smoke coming out from the kitchen window. So she entered the apartment. She saw that her oven had caught fire due to a short circuit, and the first thing what she did is not to panic. She stayed calm and then she went about extinguishing that fire by cutting the main supply, and then after the situation was stabilized, she picked up the phone and called her husband to inform about the whereabouts and what happened. Long story short, she said, and I quote, she said, "This is the new me because I am now controlling my thoughts and thereby I'm controlling my actions. If it was not the new me, the earlier me would have been panicking. I would have picked up the phone and called my husband. He would have been busy in his office or whatever he might be doing, and he would be rushing to the spot only to do what I would have done. Or maybe I would have heard the neighbors and stayed out and let the fire take over the control and burn down my entire house." Now, if you look at this can be related to what happened long back in our history. And in our history, if you go back to the story and the life of Mahatma Gandhi, we all know that he was kicked out of that train in South Africa near Johannesburg. And when he was kicked out, he had two options. One, to pick up the next available train and then go to his destination, or two, to stay there on that cold winter night and decide for himself as to what his true destination should be and will be going forward. The commonalities between these two stories is just that one line: control your thoughts, so you control your actions and thereby your current or reality and then the future. So friends, by now you all must have understood where am I coming from and what am I telling you. What am I trying to tell you here is simple, that thoughts are very powerful. Thoughts have that kind of power which we don't comprehend 9 out of 10 times. Every single time you want to stay in control, it is possible. Every single time you don't want to regret, it is possible. And the only way it is possible is you stay ahead with your thoughts. Let's do a thought experiment here. Suppose situations prompt you to lose your patience and get anger. How about thinking about replacing that anger emotion with calmness, keeping patience? Even worse, many of us are scared. Fear creeps into our life uninvited. Small things, when a machine does not work in your house, when your car does not start, or when somebody calls you, you have that anxiety as to why are they calling us right now? What do they want? How about substituting all of that, all those fear factors with courage? And the minute you substitute courage, you are in control. Try this the next time you have an anxiety, a feeling of anxiety. And the minute you substitute that, you are in control. It's all about the thought. And the best part, hatred, anger, and fear cannot be removed. They can only be replaced like that ink pot. You cannot remove the black water or the black ink. You can only replace it and clean it up. Your mind is like that ink pot. It has holding capacity. It can hold any of the things which you keep it or give it to. It's up to you as to what do you want to give and what do you want to hold in your mind. So remember, anger, hatred, and fear can be replaced with patience, love, and courage. And by doing that, you control your thoughts. And by controlling your thoughts, you control your reality and your future. Now, all of you come from different walks of life. Like that lady who's a homemaker went out for a supermarket tour. She had two choices. One choice, as you all knew, she could have reacted. The other choice was what she did, being proactive. So the next time you encounter a situation, think it through. Think it through so that you control your thoughts. And when you control your thoughts, you stay in control of your situation and your reality. This video can become a reminder that whatever you've read and heard about success and success stories can actually be applicable to you, because in this formula is hidden how can you become successful in daily situations. I'm not boasting here, but I'm telling you with earnestness and true sincerity. I might have read more than 600 books, and out of all these 600 books, the one takeaway which I keep it close to my heart is you control your thoughts and you control your future. Situation may not be in my control, but how I react to that situation is still in my control. This works wonders when you're dealing with people in your family, in your teams, in your office, or even in your neighborhood. It works wonder when you're dealing with your own loved ones, your wife, your husband, your parents, your children. It works wonders. It works wonders when you're transacting with vendors or acquaintances or associates. It works wonders when you're making business deals or sales with unknown people. In all these scenarios, keep your thoughts in your control, and that's easy more than you can believe it, because it's your thought and it's your mind. So friends, before I say bye in this video, I want you to think about how can I stay in control and keep control by controlling my thoughts. It is not one size fits all. What works for me may not work for you, but what works for you will definitely not work for others. So sit down and write down 3 action points which you will start implementing when it comes to controlling your thoughts. All you have to do is just to control that thought, that first instinct. And the minute you start controlling your thought, everything else is a cakewalk. So all the best, and stay tuned for many more practical tips to live life fruitfully. Thank you.